Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Sunday, January the 6th. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading weekly open and gap. Okay, into the second week of the year. Money and risk management. So important. And let's just skip over first. Let's look at the weekly. You can see we've had a lot of fills so far, but there's still some pairs that haven't filled. So there's still opportunities to take advantage of the gap fill. We're definitely going to be still doing gap fill trades. Okay, so let's go back one and look at kind of a thing from the I guess a view from the beginning of the year-to-date analyze here. And you can see here the yearly open price is still below on the euro yen. And we've got the first day of the week, month, and year chart right here, the dashboard. So, close to open the year, still down by 177 pips. Okay. And we're looking at the first day of the month. There's the open, the first day of the week. And the first day of the month and first day of the year happen to be the same day. So that's why we only have those two lines. But looks like we might be getting above on the weekly right here. So you can see, here's the first day of the month, which was a doozy. And the first day of the week, you can see here what's happening. We're just about, we're 1 pip above the open right now. And once again, just looking at the first days of the month here, the open, this is where price is. You can see it's below all of the opens. And then we look at the first trading day of the month, the highs and the lows. You can see we're crossing above, or we crossed above that low. So you can see we have some green there, but we got a lot to make up. Inside bar, you can see that was a while ago, so anybody taking that trade has profited. For this week, let's see, we've got inside bar here on the Euro Swiss, pound Canadian, and you can pause the videos and you can copy down these triggers right here if you like. If you that is if you didn't have these indicators, if you didn't get the 2017 dashboard, which I sent out in 2018 also in that last batch. So because I didn't get a chance in 2019, I'll probably still be working with the same 2017 indicator, because maybe sometime this year I'll get to pulling it apart. Maybe I can introduce either a 2019 dashboard or possibly 2020, because when I redo it, I literally have to go through and do over 100 functions because I have to add the code to them. It's going to be a lot of work. It really is. In fact, I might need to write a program to go in and make the changes for me, because, like I said, it's going to be a lot of work. I want to be able to have min max thresholds as opposed to just one threshold on the indicators. I may have mentioned this before. Then I also want to have a crossover threshold, just to give you that much more flexibility. And there's some other features and functions. But back to these daily inside bar here, New Zealand Canadian, and finally the dollar yen. So be looking at this to go long at 0858 and short at 0751, trading that inside bar breakout. Weeklies, we've only got one for the previous week, and you can see here we've got the weekly and the weekly. And I should probably switch this chart over to the weekly so you can see it that much better. Here's the weekly, the inside bar right there. And on the monthly, you can switch that over. You can see here the euro monthly to take that breakout, and that's about it. We've got some 2 bars to go, and that's already below. So okay, we've got grayed out here, so pound Canadian still has a chance. So if it's gray, you still have a chance to trade those inside bars. New Zealand yen on the monthly. There was that inside bar, the last one right there. But we already had a breakout once, so that trade might be off. Okay, let's keep moving. Chart you're familiar with, just the high, low of the current and previous days. This is where we look at the range. And once again, euro yen seeming to be a little anemic here compared to dollar yen. I sure hope I don't have to switch anytime soon. Looking at the holos for the daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly, we got the weekly H1 highest open. Okay, the weekly H1 lowest open, that's for the current week. Then we've got the monthly D1 lowest open, that's the daily lowest open, and the yearly lowest open. And you can see where the highest open for the year is and the daily highest open. So those are other areas that we want to consider trading. Simple buy zone, always have to look towards the buy zone. This is where we can see price here cross below that daily open and cross back above it. So you can see the price action here. The pivot was here, so we wanted to go short, bias to the pivot, and that would have paid off. Once again, if you held on right there, was telling you when you should get out. So should have made some pips, scratch at the worst. Rat zone, and it's not a, really don't have enough pips to trade the rat zone. You can it's still tradable, but I like to see this number closer to 60 to have some distance there. And we've missed the pivot. We already saw that. And if you're wondering why these numbers are all scrunched, it's because I'm using H4. You can see with H1, we get a little more separation, but usually during the week, I do these videos in the morning rather than the evening. But I like to catch the Sunday trade just to give everybody an opportunity to look at those gaps that haven't filled. You can see we're adding to the missed pivots. We've already missed 3 pivots this month. So, but for last year, we only had those 2 missed. So we'll see how this plays out. Do we take out the 23.31 or do we take out the 24.29 next? Oh, price action, 3 ball, red at the line, 1 ball, green at the line. Still paying off as always. Wick zones, in and out, in and out. Once again, wick zones still paying off. One of my favorite trading screens, just there's the previous day's high, tried to break out, came back into the candle body, or it looks like it's coming back into the candle body. And at this time of night, not much going on at the tick level. But you can see here, oh, I'm going to have to keep refreshing this. I got to check out that indicator. Something about it just seems to be bothering me. But I remembered I did set it so it can hold that position. So I think I just have to remember. I've been written so many indicators. Sometimes I forget exactly how these work. I have to go look at the code, but I think I remember I wanted this so you could leave it, come back, and the only time it would change where this position is when you refresh the screen. You can see buying going on. We've got a Larry live trade trigger there. So, fellow traders, weekly opening gap. There's still opportunities. So if you miss out on them, don't say I didn't give you the heads up. Anyway, let's have a nice profitable week this week. Keep in mind, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So let's go drain the banks.